by 30%, and in order to prove that he is not inferior to me, he deliberately approached my nemesis, a childhood friend. He planned to marry her before me. However, before I could act, I had already sent my nemesis to him during the night, all because on the day the protagonist arrived in this world, I witnessed the entire process from behind a tree. I accidentally discovered that I could listen to his conversations with the system to find out whether his intentions in coming to this world were good or bad. I played along for 10 years in the script of snatching the woman, but now I have grown tired of it. I also knew that the purpose of his arrival was simply to win over my fiancée. But just as I was packing my bags, ready to go abroad to avoid the cheesy drama of the protagonists, I was surprised to see the scene where he bid farewell to the system at the wedding ceremony of the protagonist and heroine. Congratulations, host. You have successfully married Sen Kinsu. The grand finale has arrived. I will be leaving too. Jouet nodded slightly towards the system. Okay, thank you, system. Always for giving me the chance to be reborn. Hiding in a corner listening to their conversation, I couldn't help but laugh to myself. It turns out this system was leaving. If it's not here to control the plot, who knows what will happen after the grand finale. So I opened my phone and canceled the overseas flight I had just bought. I finally looked at the newlywed couple with ulterior motives. Giwai and Sen Kingsu's wedding was spectacular. Not only did they have hundreds of cameras, but they also invited big influencers to broadcast live. As soon as the broadcast started, the chat was flooded with messages. Who understands this? We finally see President Sen Yahuai together. That guy must be dying of rage. It wasn't easy for President Sinai to make it this far. She has finally found true love without that evil guy. President Sen would have married my idol long ago, but it was also thanks to the existence of that guy that my idol was able to recognize his feelings. The chat was not full of blessings for the bride and groom, but insults towards me. I read some of them and lost interest. If it had been before, I would have probably started arguing with them, but after 10 years, I have become immune to these malice. I hid in a corner and observed the surroundings, hoping that today's wedding would be a complete success. Amidst the festive atmosphere, it was finally the master of ceremonies' turn. With those words, the wedding begins. I felt even more nervous than the bride and groom. Jua wore a suit that made him look tall and slender. Standing on the stage, he looked forward, deeply contemplating Senensu as she walked towards him. Jiwa is a famous actor, the national idol that the entire internet loves. That's why Senchin was kind enough to open 100 spots for Gui's followers, allowing them to witness the wedding live. The ones next to me must have been them. A girl pointed to the stage and started shouting, "Look, they're exchanging rings." Hearing that, my attention was drawn back to the stage. Senchin had already put the wedding ring on Hei. Now it was his turn. Seeing his slow movements, I held my breath. But just a second before he put the ring on Sen Kinsu, he suddenly stopped. His gaze went straight to where I was. I knew he had caught me, and I didn't expect him to let me pass on such an important day. Sure enough, the next second, Guai took the microphone. "Thank you all so much for coming to King Suya's wedding, but I also want to give a special thanks to someone you all know too." The crowd followed Jai's gaze to me. For a moment, no one knew who it was. Jay continued. "As everyone knows, it hasn't been easy for Chinsue and me to get to this point. We've been through a lot of setbacks. Those who know us well know." I looked up to meet Hei's malicious gaze. "Yes, all of our setbacks were caused by me." Guai looked at me and said, "Jin Chen, I know you're not resigned, but I want to tell you that true love doesn't take turns. Although you've been with Kinsu for a long time, she only feels familial affection for you, not romantic love. I hope you find someone who loves you very much. And thank you, Kinsu, for always being by my side." Hearing my name, I could feel many hostile gazes directed towards me. Some people even came forward to surround me as if they were afraid that I would cause trouble. And this was precisely what Guai wanted to see. After parading me in front of everyone to humiliate me, Guai finally took the ring back to put it on Sengensu. Seeing this, my heart finally settled down. A little Guai fangirl gritted her teeth and pointed at me and warned, "The president and my idol are already married, you evil man. If you dare to ruin their relationship again, I won't forgive you." I smiled wryly and nodded. "Don't worry, I wish them to be together forever." Suddenly, a ding was heard. A blue robot appeared floating in front of Guai. "Congratulations, host. You have successfully married Sentensu." "Host E, your mission is over and I must depart as well." Jai nodded. "Okay, thank you for allowing me to be reborn." This was a voice that only I could hear for 10 years. When this system appeared, oh, I could hear it. UI was its host. From his mouth, I knew that I was the secondary villain, so I tried to change my own script, but it was no use. So I decided to play my role as a secondary villain. Well, cool. Fulfill the script so that it would leave. Now this damn system is finally gone. From now on, I will be the real villain. Before leaving the wedding, I locked eyes with Jay on stage and smiled faintly at him. His good times are finally over. The first thing I did when I got home was to throw away my old things and contact a moving company and finally send a message to the contact I had set up in Wheat. By the time I finished all this, it was already past midnight. For 10 years, day after day, I have played the role of the villain. If the protagonist needed me to stir up their romance, what did it matter if I was that puppet? Now that the grand finale has arrived and I am not in control of the script, who knows what will happen? After the denouement, I will gradually take back everything I gave as a puppet. First of all, there is the place Sen Kinsu now occupies. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. The popularity of Sen Kinsu and Juwai's wedding was still high. Many netizens were still talking about the wedding of the century. And Juwai took advantage of this event to open up the overseas market and let more netizens see her on the day of the newlyweds' visit. I came back too. I heard the laughter from outside. There was no need to go inside to imagine the harmonious scene. But today, I came to spoil their party. Jai was the first to react when he saw me. Jin Chen, are you back? We were just talking about you. Since you're back, we can eat together. I nodded when I saw the others looking at me as if I had eaten excrement. I felt incredibly satisfied. Even the air seemed sweet. My father looked at me coldly. Since you're back, get along with your brother and stop causing trouble. Now that they're married, if you interfere in their relationship, you'll be a mistress. I stared at this biological father. It's hard to imagine that this is what a father would say to his son, but I've heard worse things from his mouth. So now, since I don't care, my heart doesn't suffer anymore, so I nodded. Of course, I would never do something so mean knowing that they have a family. This seemed to irritate Xiaofuan. His face turned unpleasant at first glance. Just then, the lady said that the food was served, easing the awkward atmosphere. But as soon as I sat down, Jai spoke again. Mom prefers this seat. It's because Jin Chen enjoys sitting in it. Mom, change seats. I looked at Jawai with a mocking smile. He returned a gentle smile. Only I know how ugly his smile is inside. Luyan, my stepmother, hearing this, he smiled indifferently. If Jin Chen likes it, let him have the seat. Sen King Sui looked at me disapprovingly. Xiao Jin Chen, you still don't regret it. Hearing that, He slammed the table hard. This is my house. Who told you that in order to eat in my own house, I have to follow the rules of strangers? If you want to eat, eat. If not, get out. The knock startled everyone in the dining room. It seemed like no one expected me to resist, let alone Sen Chinsue. After all, everyone knew that Sen Chinsue was the person I loved but couldn't have. Before, I would just listen to Shen Qinwei, and he would take advantage of that to show off. Look, what's the point of being the rich young man? Just telling him to go east. He doesn't dare to go west. That's why everyone subconsciously assumed that I wouldn't resist. That I wouldn't refuse. But it seems like they forgot that I used to have character. Although I spent 10 years being a bootlicker, my character didn't disappear. I just hid it. Now that the system is gone, and I'm free, of course I'll do whatever I feel comfortable with. I won't sacrifice myself anymore. Xiao Fuqian was the first to react and hit the table even harder. Xiao Jin Chen, I think you've gone crazy. Do you think I don't dare to kick you out? If I had heard this before, I would have probably started pleading with tears in my eyes. After all, the first trait of a secondary villain is a lack of affection, so knowing that I would be expelled would make me start to feel afraid. Back in the days when I was under script control, this was how Xiaofuan constantly manipulated me. But now, there is no script anymore. I laughed out loud. Dad, it seems like you forgot one thing. You will see that my name is listed on the title deed for this villa. The words were a direct hit to Xiaofuan. Liu Xian, seeing that the situation was getting worse, quickly spoke up. Jin Chen, stop joking around. The title deed is locked in the safe. Your father is not up for jokes like that. Xiaofuan seemed to react too. I slammed my hand on the table loudly as they called me a rebellious son and let out a soft sigh inwardly. I had already warned them with kind words, but it seemed like no one believed me, so I stopped wasting my time with them. Mother Zan, serve the food. Mother Zan responded immediately. Young master. Xiao Fuguan frowned upon hearing this name. What young master? Call him second young master. Mother Zan didn't hear her. She had already gone into the kitchen. Her dishes were still as delicious as ever. Giai's face turned pale. She was clearly affected by the young master. After taking a bite, I looked at my father. Dad, are you planning to include Jay in the family tree? Jay is Xiao Fuqian and Liu Xian's son, and he's 3 months older than me. If that's really the case, then I'll have to warn you. The Xiao of the Xiao family is Xiao An Xiao, not Xiao Fuqian's. Xiao Wan is my mother, a sweet woman, but unfortunately too much in love, who ended up falling into the clutches of the social climber. The ending, of course, was tragic. Since no one believes that this villa is in my name, so naturally I'll give them a big surprise. Thinking this, I clapped my hands. Several black-clad bodyguards burst in from outside the villa and quickly surrounded Zhua and the others. Before they could react, the bodyguards had already dragged them out of the house. While Xiaofuang was shouting insults from outside, I decided to ignore him completely and called the butler to contact a cleaning service. I had them clean everything inside and out and remove all the flowers in the garden to turn it into a vegetable garden. The old Xiao Jinchen wouldn't have been able to take over, but the 18-year-old and older one could. While Giwa and his group were enjoying the fame, I was recuperating and getting stronger. When the time comes, it will be time for my counterattack. When the time comes, it will be time for my counterattack. When the phone rang again, I decided to turn it off, although I longed to see them fall from grace. The villain dies from talking too much, so the most urgent thing now is to take down the protagonists. The next day, Xiao Fuqian, furious awe, brought Liwan to look for me. After being President Xiao for so long, it wasn't in vain. As soon as we met, she tried to slap me, but I stopped her. I responded by slapping Lusan. I had wanted to hit that evil woman for a long time. She was the last straw from my mother. Knowing that my mother was bedridden, she dared to enter the house with Joa and become the owner of the house. She threw the paternity test results in my mother's face, and she died of shock before she could breathe her last. In the end, she had the nerve to say, I didn't know my sister was so sick. 3 months after my mother passed away, Liu moved into the Xiao house. It was the first time I saw Giwai, and the first time I heard the voice of the system. I didn't give up. I tried to expose the relationship between my father and Yan, which resulted in a period of cyberbullying towards me. But in the end, Zhawai made a live broadcast crying about Liu Xian and my father's love, saying that they were childhood sweethearts, and that because a woman from the Fu family took an interest in Xiaofuan, he had to give in to his status. That forced them to separate for more than 10 years, and after my mother passed away, he still had to bear the infamy. Giving my enemies a good reputation, Yuai began to appear in the public eye from then on. He went from being the son of the nation to a national idol. Lucian was stunned, and before Xiaofuan could move, I quickly slapped Lucian across the face twice, and then looked at my father with a puzzled expression. Dad, what are you doing? Xiao Fuqian reacted and glared at me. Rebellious son, he is your elder. With a resounding thump, I quickly slapped Liu Xian again. Dad, what did you say? I didn't hear you well. Xiaofuang pointed with a trembling finger. He was clearly very angry. He wanted to hit me, but he hesitated when he saw the baseball bat in my hand. My makeshift weapon. Tell me, what's wrong with that house? Why is it in your name? Since I was in a good mood, I explained the reason. The original owner of this villa was my mother. After she passed away, she left me all her assets ready to be inherited when I came of age. Xiao Fuqian, who had coveted these things for a long time, demanded that I transfer the assets to his name before I became an adult. Under the pretense of keeping them for myself, I sought out a lawyer to help me, and fortunately, even though my mother was a lovebird, she did not leave her son helpless. The title deed to the property was placed in Xiao Jinchen's name. This was to take advantage of a flaw in the system. As soon as the system went down and I changed the name, everything would be mine again. Upon hearing this, Xiaofuan and Lian were stunned. Seeing their pained faces, I felt great and couldn't help but add a few more things. Dad, if you can even be a good social climber, how do you have the nerve to bring your lover into this house? Seeing both of their faces change into grimaces of hatred, I was satisfied and stopped wasting my time with them. I closed the door and continued with my plan. At 2:30 in the afternoon, I contacted more than a dozen big influencers. He anonymously sent them Giai's dirty laundry. The internet really is a double-edged sword. He used to use this sword to slander me, but now that same sword is about to pierce him. Only before his scandals went viral, I became a trending topic again. The secondary villain is causing trouble again. Seeing that headline, I really wanted to introduce myself to the netizens, congratulate them on their talent, and tell them that it fits my character perfectly. The content they accessed was nothing more than how I disrespected my elders, how I not only beat my stepmother, but also kicked my own father out of the house. Jay is the national idol, And Liu Xian, by taking advantage of her fame, also became the nation's stepmother. In addition, Giwa and Liu Xian sometimes appeared together on variety shows, becoming the mother-son relationship that the entire internet envied, praising that even without blood ties, they were better than most biological mothers and sons. Therefore, the current Liu Xian could be considered a semi-public figure. This matter shouldn't have made it to the internet, but today it was all too much of a coincidence. When Li Wan called Giwai to complain in tears, he was live streaming, so the incident was leaked by pure chance. This fit my wishes perfectly. My main fear was that no scandal would arise. At 2:30 in the evening, several trending topics covered up my scandals and reached the top spots. They revealed Guai's dark secrets. The national idol is like that. The national idol actually practices bullying. Come on, let the fire burn. The unspeakable secrets of the national idol. Guai, the thief who shouts at the thief. He occupied 5 places in the trending topics. All of this was posted during the early morning hours when most people were already resting. By the time they realized it, via the ta, those who should have shared it, and those who should have kept it. It was too late to delete the trends. That's why the next day, when Guai saw these trends, he was still in a state of shock. He knew very well that his secrets were under his control and that all parties involved had been silenced. He didn't understand how they had been leaked. I was laughing out loud in front of the screen. Of course, it's because of my existence that I managed to collect all your past, all for the purpose of this day. The trends were quickly deleted, and bots came in to clean up their image. But I know that this is not enough, although the existence of these facts will plant a seed in the minds of some netizens. Although they claim to trust their idol, at first glance, Guai suddenly lost 3 million followers. Although this was just a fraction, it was enough. Guai is now in the same unit with Shinzue, so his company also suffered the consequences and his stocks fell drastically overnight. Sen Shinue also panicked. She, who was very angry at first, gradually calmed down under the consolations of now there are too many people watching them and many others who do not want them to do well. After the plot ended, I could feel how the force pressing down on my body disappeared, and everything I do now turns out incredibly well. A protagonist without the aura of a protagonist is nothing more than an ordinary person. The day the filming ended, I deliberately showed up at the place where they were having dinner. He was surprised to see me. "Jin Chen, what are you doing here?" I laughed inwardly, and with a provocative look I looked straight at him, then walked away without looking back. I knew he would follow me. And as expected, when I turned the corner, Guai called me Xiao Jin Chen. "It was you on the internet, wasn't it?" The undisguised malice hit me head on, and I didn't deny my actions. Guai let out a disdainful laugh. "It's useless. Don't waste your time. You can't fight me. 10 years ago, I was like this, and 10 years later, I'm still the same. Besides, you have nothing now. What are you going to fight me with?" What Guy does best is act one way in public and another in private, alone. That's his true face. I looked at him coldly. "You should let your fans see what you really are. You're disgusting. How do you know I have nothing? Is it because of that system of yours?" With that said, I could see the shock in Guai's eyes. Without letting him speak, I continued. "Why do you think an unknown being could defeat me? Just because I'm the protagonist. A protagonist who depends on others to succeed is not a true protagonist. Enjoy your last days of glory. Don't be so naive." G seemed to be terrified of me. In the following day's act, he didn't show himself to me, and I didn't see him post about his daily life with Senkinsu again on the internet. During his days of retreat, I arrived at Senkinsu's company. Before I could get on the elevator, Senkinsu, who had just gotten off, blocked my way. I guess someone had secretly warned him. After all, I was a regular on the internet, always insulted as the secondary villain, and before that, for trying to please Senkinsu, I was constantly going to the company. Senkinsu's face turned very grim upon seeing me. "Xiao Jinchen, why are you here? I'm already married. Please have some decorum." I chuckled. "Director Sen, don't be like that. We'll be great colleagues since I'm the company's largest shareholder. I expect him to come to work, don't I?" That same day, I entered the company under the name Xiao Chen. I left everyone stunned. I sat down in what used to be Senkinu's office and took a deep breath, enjoying the moment. I called my assistant to come and replace all her things. Sen King Su held his breath. "Xiao Jin Chen, don't go overboard." I turned around and knocked her cup off the table, which shattered on the floor. "Director Sen." "Oh, no, sorry, Deputy Director Sen. I hope we can get along well from now on. Besides, my name is Xiao Chen now." Senkinoe gritted her teeth. but she couldn't do anything about me, so she finally stormed off. In high spirits, I took an afternoon off for all the staff. I gave everyone a 2-day vacation and finally called the shareholders' meeting. On the day of the meeting, Senkin-su was radiant. Without a doubt, she had no trace of her previous gloom, and Xiao Fuqian, Liu Xian, and Hiai appeared beside her. I sat down in the main seat upon seeing them. I first called the security guards to escort those who had no business being there out of the office. Juai broke free from the guards and questioned me angrily. Xiao Jinchen, why do you want to throw us out? Dad agreed as well. I remained calm. The shareholders' meeting is not a place for just anyone. This is not a film set. The fact that I didn't call security to throw them out is already quite polite on my part. The meeting began, and as expected, no one trusted me. All claimed Sen Kinu was best suited for that role, and I needed to return it. I glanced at the loudest ones. Mr. Xiao, qualified people should be in their proper place. Huh? And I don't think you belong here. Sen Chin-su timely intervened to act nice. Jin-chen, if you wanted to work, all you had to do was do it. Tell me. I'll arrange a replacement position for you tomorrow. I don't care what you do, but right now, you're holding up the entire company. Not everyone has their lives figured out like you do. I nodded tentatively. We can't let the livelihood of the people in the company suffer because of them. So Senkin-su, you should be the first to leave the company. With that said, I looked at someone else who had been opposing me all along. Director Wan, regarding what you just said, I have something to tell you. Don't covet what isn't yours. Even if you're the most capable person, what isn't yours. And I want to tell everyone, the Xiao who's disappearing is Xiao Jinchen Xiao. He's not Xiao Fuan's Xiao A. Much less will he end up being surnamed Sen, a person my mother helped out of charity. What right does he have to covet the family's assets? San Qinwei was just one of the poor souls my mother helped without thinking. I don't deny her ability, but the Xiao family doesn't want anyone who repays evil with good. If the system hadn't appeared 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even noticed Senkin-su. When faced with uncontrollable factors, it's best to keep an eye on them. If they say I've been courting her for 10 years, it's better to say I've been watching her for 10 years. The shareholders' meeting ended, and I heard that when he returned, Senkin-su had a big fight with Giai. Giai complained to him that he wasn't capable, that he didn't notice such a big flaw, and that he caught them by surprise. Senkin-su complained to Jai that he couldn't even control a fool like me. After entering the Xiao family for so many years, he hadn't even managed to subdue Xiao Fuqian. Hearing my assistant's report, I let out a cold laugh. What's the point of subduing Xiao Fuqian? Relying on that insignificant handful of shares she has. And with her being such a selfish person, why would she be willing to give up what she has in her hands? To the new position, new rules. The first measure fell on Senkin-su. I pressured her step by step in the company, and now she is nothing more than a deputy director with an empty title. After less than 3 months of marriage, they are already fighting day in and day out. After a period of depression, Guai began to show off her daily life with Senkin-su on the internet. Doing the math, it seems that Xiao Yue is about to come back. Xiao Yu is my biological sister, so Guai called me specifically. Jin Chen, Xiao is coming back. You must put in a good word with her. Don't be like before. I chuckled and told her to be calm, that I would definitely put in a good word for her in front of Xiao Ye, so that she knows that her brother loves her very much. After saying this, I hung up the phone with a blank expression back then, due to the plot control. The only thing I did by disobeying the script was to send Xiao Ye abroad. Despite everyone's opposition, the scope of the plot was limited to the country. What was outside was uncontrollable. Just sending her away was equivalent to the fact that in the plot, there was no longer such a character, which was a breaking point. But it was precisely because of this that our relationship as siblings broke down, giving Jua the opportunity to interfere. He cared more about her than I did, her biological brother. And I truly felt the cost of breaking the plot. My body did not belong to me. I was an NPC for 7 days. For getting Xiao Yu to escape the plot was worth it. It was also on that occasion. The adjective malicious has followed me to this day. Haxa returned to the country, and Senkin-su also stood up. I returned to the company to continue working, not for any other reason, but because Xiao is the greatest incentive, and during these years, their bond was never broken. The very day Xiao Ye returned, Xiao Fuqian and the others returned to the village. I, of course, had to go too compared to when I was just of age. Now Xiao Ye is taller, thinner, and more mature, but her tongue is still just as sour. You have become darker and fatter. It was the first thing he said when he saw me. No sentimentality, no joy of reunion, just confrontation, I replied without expression. I've gained a little weight lately. But it's nothing serious. It's easy to fix. I'll go on a diet when I get back. Guai walked up to Xiao Yue and said, Zhao Yue, you're finally back. We've missed you so much. Every day we worried about whether you wouldn't eat well abroad or whether you were cold. Don't blame Jin Chen for being harsh. He did it for your own good. Xiao Yu's face darkened, and she glared at me. I shrugged helplessly. Children have such tempers. Seeing this, Jiwai became even more excited and kept talking until Xiao Yue roared, "Shut up!" impatiently, and the room fell silent. Xiao Fuqian, hearing this, looked very upset. Xiao Yue, he's your big brother. Speak respectfully. He is the son of Xiao Fuqian and Liu Xian. I used to think that he just didn't want children, but then I learned that he didn't like my mother's children. Xiao Yue was still as hot-tempered as ever. Shut up, too. I'm still lucid. I know how many siblings my mother gave me. As she said this, she glared at me. Xiao Fu dares to yell at me. But he doesn't dare to offend Xiao Yue back then. She was the one who threw him in the hospital for half a month with a brick. Xiao Yue doesn't care who you are. If she doesn't like someone, she'll beat them up. And she doesn't know about respecting elders or caring for younger ones. Lian is the one who can talk about this best. When she first got home, Xiao Yue tortured her until she had a nervous down, and now no one dares to offend her. But if we had followed the script, her ending was destined to be tragic. Jiwai and the others thought that with Xiao Yue's return, she and I would fight to the death so that they could profit from it. Since everyone was witnessing how bad our relationship was, it was there for all to see. However, what happened next was that Xiao Yue and I acted, one playing the good guy and the other the bad guy, to clean up the infiltrators in the company. Among them were Senkan Sui and Giwai's henchmen, as well as Xiao Fuan and Liu Xian's. When I heard about this, I was also incredulous. How interesting. Two pairs of husband and wife distrusting each other, bellies, coveting what doesn't belong to them. The same day the system went down, it sent a message to Xiao telling her that she could return to the country. Our previous fights were because she didn't want to leave me alone. We had different opinions. So I forced her to leave, which served to give them the illusion that our relationship was broken. Xiao Yue, who seemed cold to others, was throwing a childish tantrum at me at that moment. I will never leave again. You are too hateful. I stroked her head with a smile. No, you won't. It won't happen again. The system won't come back. 2.5 weeks later, Giwai was trending again. At this point, the people she had offended were far more than mine. I was just malicious, but I didn't touch anyone's interests. She, on the other hand, was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Without the system, the light would come out sooner or later. Now that I think about it, those final words from the system sounded more like a warning. Only she, stupidly, thought it was a blessing. After all, the ending was something the system could no longer control. When Giwai broke into my house, I was having breakfast. Xiao Jinchen and you again. Delete all that content about me on the internet. Do you hear me? Do you think I don't dare to sue you for defamation? At that moment, the protagonist was no longer the kind goddess she was before. Just a crazy woman losing her temper. I took a napkin and wiped my mouth. It wasn't me. How could I erase it if I wanted to do something like this? Do you think I would only do something so small? If it wasn't you, who else? Only you hate me this much. I took a stack of documents from the room and handed them to Giai. It makes no sense for me to hate you, since you're so sure it was me. I have something very interesting to share with you. Can you tell me if this is true? Giai took the documents at first without giving it any importance, but then he started to look through them faster and faster until he threw them on the floor. Where did you get this? How can you have these things? Didn't I order the system to destroy them? Why do you still have them? I ignored his madness. I picked up the documents and began reading them out loud, asking him from time to time if it was true. The national idol does this. It's the decadence of morality or the distortion of human nature. They've even gone so far as to hire PR people. I didn't expect you to be like this. Why? Did you know in King Sue that you're so physically strong? Jay went crazy, snatching the information from my hands. Shut up. This is all fake. I said indifferently. You can tear it up if you want. I still have a lot more. As stiff as a stone, Jay fell to his knees on the ground. The police! I beg you, don't publish it. This will ruin my life. I was wrong. Can you forgive me? I won't compete with you anymore. I will die. Those things will cause deaths. I bent down to look at him while he was kneeling. I told you before, what's mine will always be mine. You can never take it away from me. As for forgiving you, that's impossible. You still remember me as my mother. How did she beg you? And what did you do? You made her die out of pure rage. And these 10 years, how did you treat me? Do you need me to list them one by one? My dear brother, to tell you the truth, you guys really fooled the netizens completely. You got addicted to cosplaying with your own mother. Did you forget that you are the son of your lover? Hey, I'll tell you that you are so stupid. Without the system and it, you would never have gotten to where you are today. Hey wiped away his tears as he glared at me. This isn't over. We'll see who has the last laugh. It's not safe. I pointed at my phone. Ooh. But I'm live streaming. Hay received a resounding blow and looked at my phone in disbelief. His last scream faded into the living room. This time his world completely collapsed. The image of a national idol that he worked so hard to maintain crumbled overnight. The image of a good mother and son that he portrayed with Liu Xian, which was so popular at the time, is now the subject of terrible criticism. And because of this, Motto, Xiaofuang's image as a good man has also disappeared. The traffic he used to get, thanks to his supposed devotion to his late wife, has reversed, and Xiao's stock has plummeted again and again. The official website is full of insults. At first, it was because Xiao Fuqiang presented himself as a victim, refusing to take revenge for his wife, that he became a positive figure. To this day, he still appears on financial front pages using his photo, but when all the lies were exposed, what followed was a counterattack 1,000 times worse. In the end, you always reap what you sow. When Xiaofuan sold his shares, we bought them at a low price. Not even a small part would be left in the hands of outsiders. Zhao asked, what would I do next? I handed the company over to him directly. They were right about one thing. I am certainly not made to work, just to sit back and count money. Now I want to live for myself. No one knows that I've always been in love with someone. Kept deep in my heart like something untouchable. That's the person I really want. Only I lost her. I don't know if I can still get her back. In the worst case, I'll just keep trying until I get it.